I've paid my dues time after time. You know, I've even done my sentence, but I really don't think I've committed any sort of crime. I might have made a few mistakes. You know, who doesn't make mistakes? I've made a few myself, but I've also, at the same time, had my share of sand kicked in my face. I've come through, and I think we all just need to go on and on and on and say, we are the champions. Well, welcome to Outdoor Cats. Today is January 2nd of the new year, 2025. And today we're joined by a very special guest, Shaun Connolly. How you doing?
I'm great. 4 days before my favorite holiday.
Yes, let's do it again. Liberal version. Let's go.
I want to take it back. I want it to be ours. Let's do something crazy on January 6th.
We need to reclaim January 6th. You hear that, FBI?
Yes, non-violently and theoretically. There's an interview with that guy who does subway interviews and the new CEO of Enron, in which the new CEO of Enron says in 2 years they're launching the new Enron on January 6th. They're making a big announcement, and he said in 2 years that's what everyone's going to remember January 6th for. So I don't know. I'm doubtful.
Their social media presence is amazing.
Yeah, they got something going.
They do.
Well, back to the matter at hand, though, boys, because this is an emergency recording of one of the most serious and pressing news stories to come out of the city in a long, long time. I know 2044 has been a raucous year, but wow, what an 11th hour surprise handed to us by City Manager Eric Batista and Mayor Joe Petty when they released their respective top 10 songs of the year lists on the Instagram for something called the Worcester Cultural Coalition. And both of the lists are stunning in their own ways. So we're going to have to take them one at a time, I think. But I'm wondering if you guys have any sort of top line reactions to just the fact that this happened.
I'm struggling. I'm really struggling for words, except, I mean, what a gift. The best thing I got for Christmas this year, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
I was the crazy thing is I was completely shocked by Joe Petty's.
Right.
And honestly, like 9 out of 10, I'm like, yeah, that makes complete sense, Eric. You know, right. I was not shocked at all by anything that he did, which is like, yeah, that's weird that for Joe to shock me. I feel like I've known the guy forever, and for him to shock me still, you know, he's keeping our relationship spicy. You know, he's keeping me on my toes.
He is the champion. He demonstrated that once again. So I think we should definitely start with Joe's top 10. I did the math on this. All of these songs miss 2024 by a range of 27 to 65 years. The most contemporary song on the list is also the first song, and that is the version of Candle in the Wind that Elton John recorded at Princess Diana's funeral in 1997.
The most psycho version to pick.
Like to top your plate, like you're reflecting on the year 2024 and you're the mayor of Worcester, and the first song that comes to mind, the absolute the real summary document of the year for you, is Candle in the Wind. And I mean, it was a tough
Candle
year.
in the Wind, the rewritten specific to a Death That Happened in 1997 version.
Right.
And one of the things I was trying to consider as a playlist maker is, what is the overall quality of these two lists as playlists? How do they kind of work as a thing with a beginning, middle, and end? And the answer, I think, is they work pretty terribly. But let's take this at face value and assume that this is actually just the 10 things they listened to the most this year.
Sure.
For Candle in the Wind, Princess Di version, to be the thing you listen to the most in 2024 is fucking insane.
Yeah, it is the behavior of a psycho for sure. I can't remember the last time I don't think I've ever consciously put that song on, like with the intent to listen to it in my life. But I can't remember the last time I've even heard it. I haven't listened to it since this list came out, but I can't even remember. It's a really crazy pick.
The version on it's on Yellow Brick Road, right? That's the Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, and like it fits perfectly in that album. It was one of when I first got a turntable. My a friend of mine's mom gave me just a bunch of her records with the turntable, and so I listened to everything there. So I'm very familiar with Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, and it's a great song within that album. It's cool. I mean, I was already listened to the first time I ever listened to it on that album. I was already aware of the Princess Diana performance, and so I was like, "Oh, I know this song. Oh, I know this song." Like that sort of thing.
Right.
And so that, but to just choose it on its own. If you just choose the original version, it's weird to pick. That's like there's so many better songs by Elton John out there.
But to pick one so related to a cultural touchstone 2 decades ago is really like you're thinking about Worcester in 2024, and the first thing you're referencing is a princess dying in the 90s. I mean, that's the city of Worcester will often say is stuck in the 80s in terms of governance, and here we see that its leaders are stuck in the 90s in terms of the last time they were paying attention to pop culture. Case doesn't get any better when we move on to the second song, which is Bohemian Rhapsody, which undeniable bop. No one's gonna say that's a bad song. I mean, you'd be crazy to say it's a bad song. But like number 2 on your list for 2024, that's kind of weird. Yeah.
When I thought about this, I picture him and Rassicot in the car doing the Wayne's World performance of it.
I see a little itty bitty. Scaramouche, Scaramouche. Oh man. Yeah. That's just him and doing the headbanging thing at the end too.
Yeah.
So sick. Oh yeah. I wonder. And then of course number 3 on the list follows it up, back-to-back Queen, second slot, third slot. We Are the Champions, which is, Worcester. I don't think you could really say was the champion of 2024. I think that a lot of cities had better years than Worcester. That in the year 2024, 2016, 2017, 18, maybe we might be saying we are the champions, but not 2024. We had a tough year.
Yeah, I completely agree. Also, just, again, I think this is probably just the 10 things they listen to the most. But on any playlist, especially a 10-song playlist, you don't put the same artist back to back. That's just a no-no. Don't do that.
Right.
Yeah,
that's a faux pas in the playlist.
There are Queen songs. Yeah, there are Queen songs that go together, that are often played together, and these are not those two.
No.
So,
We Will Rock You to We Are the Champions.
Yeah.
Famous.
Correct.
Oh, my God. One of the best 1-2 punches of all time.
And
Joe Blue, even that.
He's rocked us. He's rocked us a bunch.
Yeah,
Others have been rocked. We all could be rocked. John Piccolo got rocked, and now he's suing because he got rocked.
Oh my God. Yeah. I was gonna put "We Will Rock You" on my playlist, but I subbed it out for Bohemian Rhapsody because I didn't want people making the joke about the DOJ report rocking Worcester. So I was trying to get out ahead of that. So I changed the first Queen pick on my playlist to the other one that I know. Chris, I think that your conceit that these are like the songs they listen to most might not be true here, because this kind of is like if you Googled song, these are the songs that would come up. Like, like an AI would spit out like top 10 songs. And it's just a list of like the songs of note, because number 4 here, we're moving from Queen to the Beach Boys, Surfing USA. Worcester's landlocked, first of all.
Hey, the Cape starts in Worcester. That's what I always say.
Yeah, right.
You know, you get down on Lake Quincy. You get down on Lake Quincy on the right windy day, a day much like today, and you know, maybe you can catch a few waves out there.
Yeah, you can catch a few turd waves.
Turd waves, yeah, some wastewater waves.
Right, you can surf along with the poop in Lake Quincy.
I pictured Joe on a Sea-Doo that they banned at Indian Lake, listening to Surfing USA. That's what I pictured.
Only I get to do the Sea-Doo because no one's gonna step into that legal quagmire. The president has immunity from being tried for crimes. I think that means the mayor also has immunity from it being issued a fine as per our new jet ski ordinance.
George Russell can't do shit.
Yeah. Okay, now Carlson, suck me off. I'm jet skiing. Surfing USA, baby. Surfing USA, he follows up with Sympathy for the Devil, which is one of the more cursed picks on this list.
Yes.
If you're looking for sort of conspiratorial satanic imaginings, what happens in the basement of the Worcester Club, this is a good song for Joe to pick to fuel those conspiracy theories.
I think he picked it because he likes that it sounds like a choo-choo train. They do a lot of woo-woos in it. Joe put on his conductor hat and he was like, ooh, woo, woo.
Yeah, it is kind of a low-key train song. Yeah, my note on this was just that I tried to pull a lyric that makes this a funny choice for specifically Joe Petty to share, but it's just the whole goddamn song. The whole song is hilarious for the embattled mayor of Worcester to choose.
Pleased to meet you. That's another one we got to pull up the karaoke version of.
Being a guy who's kind of unknown. Like, I think most people don't know he's the mayor when he's walking around. You know, like
right.
Most of Worcester doesn't know. So yeah, he's like, "Pleased to meet you. Won't you guess my name?"
Yeah, right. Yeah, that goes back to our whole idea of doing a live stream where we walk around the city common and ask people if they know who the mayor is. Yeah, just all of them are just like, "No, shut up." This part, I'm looking at the lyrics of Sympathy for the Devil right now. This part is actually true for Joe Petty. I was around when Jesus Christ had his moment of doubt and pain. He really has been around that long. Joe Petty's been mayor of Worcester for all of AD. Pretty much. It seems like.
I shouted out, "Who killed the Kennedys?" But after all, it was you and me.
You know, it's really
Incredible.
the divisiveness that killed the Kennedy brothers. I think that we all just need to get together and decide on what's best to do, and not resort to bringing our guns down to Dallas and other such places.
It's proof for me, honestly, that, you know, it's true now. It's finishing my conspiracy theory that the McGovern crime family killed the Kennedys.
Oh yeah, this is a subtle clue. Joe Petty did that Nick Mullen bit where he went, "Okay, now it's time for the clues." Yeah.
I just heard the sound of 3 black helicopters taking off from the airport, so I think we'll all be signing off very suddenly in about 10 minutes.
Yeah. The first domestic drone strike was recorded today in Worcester, Massachusetts. 3 apartments were hit simultaneously. So following up, Sympathy for the Devil. Sympathy for the Devil is 1, 2, 3, 4. That's his 5th one, middle of the list. 6th on the list, Let It Be by the Beatles. Again, this is the kind of song that comes up when you Google song.
Yeah, it's like Fur Elise or something like that. It's like
Right.
it's just a song that is wallpaper.
Right. It's also like pretty germane to his governing style.
Let it be.
Somebody else will handle it. Just let it be. Just everyone.
And he thinks that's speaking words of wisdom.
Right. He does. He does actually think that's speaking words of wisdom.
My only note for this was mumble words of wisdom.
Mumble words of wisdom. Let it be.
Let it be.
Oh my God, so good.
And that's how he gets himself to sleep every night. He just is like, let it be, let it be, let it be.
It's okay. Everything's fine. The Renaissance is still happening. The developers are still going to build all these things. My legacy will survive. Let it be. And then number 7 on the list, Joe Petty seeks to inspire us, all us little peasants, with Imagine by John Lennon.
I took this as him really trying to inspire our unhoused community specifically, with lines such as, imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can, which is something that I think, people probably get to think really deeply about when the Worcester police come and rip up their encampment and steal all their shit. Right. Imagine no possession.
Do you remember when in the pandemic when all those celebrities sang this song together?
No, that was safely memory hold. Wow.
Well, I want all Worcester politicians to redo it for Joe.
Oh my God.
They all stitch together, everyone singing the part of the song. And they dedicate it to like the unhoused or something.
Mr. Chairman, I rise to say that you may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. And frankly, I hope someday you'll join us. Oh my God. Yeah, that would be great. We need somebody who they trust.
Spinning around with a selfie.
Oh yeah. Kate Toomey singing her part and just like a nip falls out of her pocket.
Man. Somebody has to cover Donna because she fell asleep.
Chris takes so long to read the line. He has to stand up and adjust the mic.
Yeah, right.
He reads the line forever.
Yeah, it's like this. You may say I'm a dreamer.
Big dramatic pause and
yeah.
But I'm not the only one.
Right. yeah, for sure. All right. It's with great, absolute.
Oh, wouldn't it tell? And no, they're not dreamers. Never mind. Sorry. All right. I was trying to. I was trying to put in a
canceled out of here.
Yep, I'm canceled. All right. Yeah.
If Attell sang that song, there'd be somebody from the Republican City Committee asking her to prove that she's a dreamer. Prove it. Yeah. Let me see your dreamer papers.
There would be an FBI investigation opened up into, the potential Maoist origins of a song that's, 50 years old, 60 years old.
Yeah, right. It's with great pleasure, absolute joy in my heart to announce the 8th pick on Joe Petty's list.
This broke my brain. This is the one that broke my brain.
It spun me. I laughed out loud when I saw it. Material Girl by Madonna is number 8 on Joe Petty's list, which is just like, it's the only song by a woman, performed by a woman or written by a woman. I mean, unless you count Princess Diana in that, I don't think we should. And
she didn't write it; she just died.
Right. So, I have a feeling that this was like he got to number 7 and he's like, I have no women on this list. I need to be a good Democrat. I need to be inclusive. What's the first woman song that comes to mind? And he chose Material Girl. Undeniable bop. First of all, like
fantastic song.
No hate on the song. It's amazing. No. But again, this is one of those songs that's just, you try to imagine Joe Petty driving along in his car, listening to it and like connecting with it. And it's awesome because, what is Joe Petty if not a material mayor? right?
Yeah. Someone would say immaterial.
Right. We are all living in a material world, and I am a material man.
Tony Soprano driving in his SUV, bopping along.
Yes,
to
yeah.
That's Joe Petty bopping along to Material Girl.
Yeah, he loves it. Oh man, it's such a good. It's I really hope that this is a genuine pick, that it's actually like it endears me to his personality if this is like a genuine song that he really likes, because it's so cool.
This was a broken clock being right once a playlist. That is for sure. I put asterisks in the notes on the songs that I couldn't make it through. For Joe, it was Candle in the Wind, and the next one we're going to talk about, so I won't spoil it yet. But I could have put a reverse asterisk on this one, because I think I listened to it like 3 times. I love this song.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah. No,
very funny pick for the mayor, though.
Oh yeah, the first image that popped up for me when I saw Material Girl by him was, like the Andy Warhol of Mao with lipstick on.
Yeah. Yes.
But it's Joe Petty's headshot with lipstick on.
Yeah. All right. We got.
I got Travis to make that.
Yeah, we got to ask Travis to make that. Joe Petty, Material Mayor. Yeah.
Joe has definitely. He's definitely put on some pearls and danced in the mirror to this song. And that's one of the most endearing things I can think about him, actually.
Yeah, for sure. It has the whole governing ethos of Worcester right in it as well. The boy with the cold hard cash is always Mr. Right. I mean, that's just,
wow.
That's how Eric Batista was hired. Kenny Merrill Carlson just said the developers like him, and bingo bango, you got a new city manager. That's we're all material girls here in Worcester.
Only boys who borrow $200 million to build a baseball park make my rainy day.
Yeah, right. Oh man. Moving on from a great song to number 9 on the list, we have a great artist and a surreal pick for that artist. Have I Told You Lately by Van Morrison. Love Van Morrison. This isn't the one that I would go with personally in terms of Van Morrison tracks. I actually had to look this one up.
Same,
because I didn't remember it.
Is this the standard? Have I told you lately that I love you?
Yeah.
My note on this was that I felt like I was being put to bed, possibly against my own will, possibly with some hypnol or something.
Yeah, it just sucks you into its own liminal space. It's
much like watching him conduct a city council meeting.
Right? Yeah, maybe this is what plays in Joe Petty's head while he's politely allowing every member of the police union to bark at him for 5 minutes straight.
And he thinks this is a really good Irish song that he picked.
Oh yeah, this one. Wow, you're right. This one is for the real Irish American heads.
I can't believe the Rover isn't on there. That's the song he always loves singing at those stupid roasts.
Oh yeah. He's like, I need to go with the more highbrow pick.
Yeah, he really kind of blew it. There's not one thing on here from my or I think anyone's St. Paddy's Day playlist. That's a real missed opportunity.
Totally.
I know.
And but Van Morrison has Worcester ties because Shanna used to come and sing at the dive bar all the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She would 2 or 3 times a year would come and sing, because I think she's friends with Dana Cawley of Morphine, and he'd bring her in to sing at the dive bar back in the day. So secret cool pick, Joe, in a weird way.
Right.
I was looking it up, and they Shanna and Van do a duet of that song.
Oh, no way.
Weird. It's in Arrested Development when they sing what's that song they sing to the Jason Bateman and Maybe sing at each other.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Afternoon Delight. Yeah.
That's the only song Joe could have picked to make this playlist more surreal. If Afternoon Delight, imagine he puts Afternoon Delight on and Mike Lanava's Joe, you got to take that one off, brother. Let's think about this for 1 second. Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to see the things that didn't get put on this list that got vetoed by somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
It was a lot of Gigi Allen.
right. Yeah. Damn, Joe. I didn't know Joe was in an anal cunt. Damn. I didn't know Joe fucked with Providence like that. Moving on to number 10 on Joe Petty's list is the most I just Googled song of all time. What a Wonderful World, Louis Armstrong. I mean, an absolute classic. Very beautiful song. But you got to kind of suspend disbelief to look at Worcester in 2024 and think what a wonderful world, because it's really not that wonderful here. Reflecting on 2024, I don't know how anyone could say that, but Joe did. He's like, this is how I'll bring consensus together at the end of this list. Is with this real consensus builder.
A song that everyone has a song everyone has like a vaguely positive notion of.
Right.
Yeah.
But I had an overall thought on this list as we sort of wrap it up. And what I wanted to say is that, I think people have talked, smarter people than any of us have talked about how Joe Biden has been kind of the undertaker of the United States. That's kind of what you could say about his presidency is the country's kind of dying and he's here to usher us through it, through the hospice of American death. And especially with the beginning of this list and the end of this list, I think you could really say the same thing about Joe, to be honest with you. This feels like a playlist that you'd hear at somebody's wake.
This list, two things came to mind when I was first reflecting on this list and you asked me to be on here. And the first one was, it kind of is like when all of cable went down and they just showed images of 9/11 and these are the songs that are playing in the background.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like you just need "Won't Back Down" by Tom Petty and that's it. That's about it all.
I'm just checking the Instagram comments right now on the post, and one of them is hidden, and it's the funniest one. They just say, "Just put the fries in the bag, bro." Stop telling me all this shit.
Also worth mentioning that the Worcester Cultural Coalition, which I'm still kind of trying to figure out what the fuck it is, but and I did look, but whoever was doing their socials on this was getting a little testy. They were
spicy.
Taking some of the comments a little personally.
Yeah, they go back at David Webb.
Yeah. There's one here. Let me get this straight. Petty's favorite song of 2024 is a 1973 Elton John song, poorly rewritten and released in 1997. Never mind. That kind of makes a lot of sense. Worcester Cultural Coalition replies, some songs transcend time and still give happy feelings, even now. Okay. All right. That's an answer.
I took a dig through their website, and it's just like a bunch of arts organizations that are all listed. There's some listed as partners, and there's some listed as money givers. It seems like a place that just takes money from one hand and puts it into another hand, and then in turn it gets put back into the first hand, like a lot of the nonprofit structures are. I thought it was really funny that they released both of these and said that they were putting them up on YouTube and Spotify. And then we actually had to build these playlists ourselves because they didn't link to them anywhere. Which was kind of a perfect little Worcester accessibility,
right.
Very, very emblematic of a lot of things that happen in the city where it's like, yeah, here's these things. We're not going to tell you where to find them, but.
Yep. Executive board of the Worcester Cultural Coalition is people from Broadway and Worcester and the Hanover Theater for the Performing Arts, and Arts Worcester, and Discover Central Massachusetts. There we go. All right. So this is like the Chamber of Commerce kind of thing, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, Peter Dunn's
the art
there.
version.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He was probably the one who was running the Insta.
Right.
Who?
Yeah.
Who was it?
Peter Dunn.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then
There's some groups in here I didn't even know we had. There's a Worcester Children's Choir, apparently.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
My
don't
brother
know.
used to sing in it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
We have to move on now, I think, to Eric Batista's list, which is admittedly less fun, but
Way less fun.
Still some cool choices on there. Number 1 and number 2, I think we'll take as a unit here. 2 songs from the children's YouTube program, Blippy, the excavator song, and the fire truck song.
Did you guys invite me on because I am the resident Blippy expert? Is that why you guys?
Yeah, well,
No,
that's definitely
that's such a
something
bonus.
I knew about you before right now. I definitely knew that. So, in your professional experience as the leading Blippy expert in the city of Worcester, Massachusetts, what do you make of these 2 choices from the city
I
manager?
mean, they are the 2 most popular Blippy songs. Like these are the ones that kids freak out about, and I'm sure his kids freak out about these songs, and he has to listen to them all the time. So maybe this is a little wink, like, "Hey, I'm a dad, and yeah, I too suffer with these 2 songs all the time, guys." Wink, wink.
What are they just about the things? Like, is it
Yeah.
about
It's
excavator, a song about a
and you know what? They're kind of earworms. They are. They're up there. They're up there with "Espresso" by Sabrina Carpenter. Honestly, like it's.
Wow.
I find myself getting those songs stuck in my head just as often as I do any other, number 1 hit that's you can't escape at times. Blippy though, the guy who is Blippy now is not the same. The original Blippy. The original Blippy was a YouTube guy who was failing at having a shock channel. He was trying to do jackass stuff on his YouTube channel, and it wasn't working out. Yeah, he famously got kicked off YouTube for a while because he was defecating and things. And then he took his time of his YouTube suspension to regroup and figure out how he's going to make it on YouTube, and he just started doing this children's character.
Whoa, that's kind of dark.
It's so dark, and now then this giant children's conglomerate, Moonbug, who started Coco Melon, bought him, and then they recast Blippy.
No, Ray, really?
Yeah, and it actually was traumatizing for the kids who were in the transition of it. Like my son never saw old Blippy. He might have saw old Blippy, on YouTube every once in a while. He still is on YouTube, the old Blippy, but new Blippy is on Amazon streaming, and there's and he tours. It's the guy who created it, the guy who wants shit in things, is no longer a part of it, and he's a billionaire that they bought him for a lot of money.
Wow.
Yeah. It's crazy. The whole thing is crazy.
So in an effort to avoid a backlash for their original problematic Blippy, they install a new Blippy that ends up having to have a bunch of parents explain corporate mergers to their children.
He is Eric is the new Blippy. He is. Ed Augustus took a shit in Worcester.
Wow.
They had to move him out because he took a big old shit in Worcester, and then they put on Eric and they slapped on a new, more attractive face. And we're like, this guy is our guy now.
Wow, that's so true. They were like, wow, yeah, Eric is the new Blippy of Worcester because he's doing the exact same thing, just a little not as good, and a little weirder. And
but there's no tracks.
There's no tracks at all. But I don't know. I mean, that would track if the second Blippy was groomed by the first Blippy, but I don't think that's really what happened in that situation. I don't know. I don't know if the first Blippy was a groomer. We don't want to be tossing that sort of accusation.
We have to do things our own special Worcester way. So,
right. Yeah.
Old Blippy had to groom the new Blippy.
Yeah. Like a phoenix birth from the Blippy ashes. We have Eric Batista, who's now introducing me, an adult who shouldn't know this stuff, a childless adult who shouldn't know this stuff, to the fire truck song which seems to me to be the most Christopher Barr song ever written, because my man loves a fire truck.
I do, and I have to say, I was very surprised to come to this conclusion. But I have to say, having listened to both of these songs, the one that I have felt the urge to re-listen to is the Excavator song. It's a little better than the fire truck song. Yeah, they really pull some nuggets out. But both of them are great. I know that we're assuming, or we probably know that Eric has kids. I just really like to think that he listens to these on his own driving to work. Thinking about setting up the DPW budget or whatever, singing the Excavator song. I really like that idea.
Yeah, that's how municipal governance was explained to him. So he's like, all right, we need to have the fire trucks for when there's a fire. And if there's dirt, you need to have some excavators. And the excavators, they take the dirt and they put the dirt somewhere else. They make the dirt, they put the dirt in a new place. But I really like that the first verse is, "Hey dirt, see you later. I'm an excavator." That's really
fire. Bars.
That goes dummy hard. Yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah, I like to think they tried him out on Schoolhouse Rock, but he just couldn't quite grasp it, and they were like, "All right, let's try some Blippy."
Yeah. Moving on from Blippy, we have a song that I actually liked quite a bit. What is it? Love Wantiti. Love Wantiti. Yeah. It's a good song.
Yeah.
It didn't come out this year, but it's a lot closer than any of Joe's picks. So, not much. I don't have much to say about the song. It's what was it? It's like from Africa, right? I remember I listened to it just about that much. Yeah, and I don't know. Good song. And then
Afrobeats are fun songs.
What's the next one? Porque Cantamos by Cultura Profetica. I don't know.
This is an excellent choice of the best version of a song. This is a song that a lot of artists have done, and Cultura actually does, I think, the best version. It's got a nice mellow reggae beat. I really like to think that Eric hits an 1/8 gram pre-roll on his ride home to this.
That'd be sick. In his company car, or in his one of the two cars he's getting from his new car loan stipend, just blasting it in the subs. Yeah.
I wonder if your commute J's count as part of your vehicle stipend. In which case he's smoking real nice.
Moving on, we have Praise by Elevation Worship, which is a reminder, I think, of the fact that our city manager is a pretty religious guy. So much so that there's, maybe some stuff about dinosaurs that's in open question. We might not be in agreement with all of that sort of stuff. But I actually didn't listen to the song that's on here, Praise. So
it's tough. It's a tough listen.
Yeah.
Praise music in general.
Yeah. I did listen to it, although this was one I had to skip before the end. When you're watching like 7th tier streaming channel, Fubo 6 or something.
Sure.
And they're so low rent that where there should be commercials, they didn't even find an advertiser to pay for one. So they just play some kind of song while you have to wait. This sounded like something that you would hear in that 90 seconds before, the reruns of Cops that you're watching comes back on or whatever.
Yeah. Or Little House on the Prairie. I've been watching the Samsung TV free channels, and there was an episode of Little House on the Prairie where the twist inciting incident, the guy thinks that he has to go take care of his neighbor's young daughter because his neighbor's dying of cancer or something. He gets there, it's the neighbor's monkey. He's got to take care of the monkey. The entire episode is just Little House on the Prairie with a baboon in it. And I am not going to spoil what happens at the end. I'm not going to tell you, but it is an emotional roller coaster. It is a ride. It was gripping TV.
Whoa.
A live monkey, like a real live monkey, a stage
Terrifying.
trained, presumably monkey.
Still
The monkey's name was, I got to remember this because I got to watch it again. I forgot the monkey's name. How dare I? How dare I forget the monkey's
Was
name?
it Bonzo? Was it the monkey from Bedtime with Bonzo?
No, it was a very not monkey name.
Yeah.
Hold on. This is so important. I got to look it up.
Yeah, I really need to know.
Oh yeah. Oh, come on. The monkey's name is Blanche.
Oh, get out of here.
Blanche. Yeah.
Blanche.
A lady monkey.
For the Love of Blanche is the name of the
Love of
episode.
Blanche.
Yeah, it is.
I'm looking at
Hey,
it right
the
now.
head writer's name. Guess what his name is?
Eric Batista.
Blanche. The head writer of this episode named the monkey after themselves. That, man, TV used to be something, man. TV used to be great, man. But anyway, monkey tangent
This
aside.
is great.
Yeah, we gotta watch that. It's really remarkable television. It might be in the public domain now, so something we can think about doing.
I'm gonna start a Little House on the Prairie
Amazing.
podcast.
Yeah, we're just pulling out.
Let's do a rewind episode.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, Donald Trump back in office. Everyone thinks it's going to be the 50s again. We're hashtag return bros are in full steam, taking over Silicon Valley. So there's something to be said about it. Something to be said about, bringing Little House on the Prairie back into the public discourse. And also,
I'm really excited as the owner of as the new owner of a Samsung television. I had not discovered this was on the free Samsung TV channels.
Oh, there's a Lassie
channel. What
channel.
I'm doing with my afternoon.
There's a Lassie channel. There's a Baywatch channel. There's a
I know there's a
Heartland
Matlock channel.
Yeah.
Why would you ever leave the house?
Yeah. Well, that's why I don't. All right, moving on to Eric Batista's list. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sixth pick is Culona, Carol G.
Bop.
Yeah, just a good song. I don't know when it came out, but it certainly,
Last year, 2023.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, we'll give it to him. It's a good song.
Doesn't mention that it features Peso Pluma. And Peso Pluma is like, he's cool. But I understand why they leave him out of the story of being in the song, because he's like just talks about killing and dealing drugs all the time.
Yeah.
Not in this song specifically, but that's like his thing. Like that's like he's like known as like being like real hardcore. And so
Yeah, and we condone that. We condone that in the city of Worcester. So shouldn't really. Oh, I just looked up the lyrics, and that's not going to help me any.
Google Translate.
Yeah.
If they talk about her white ass and that she's a devil because she's so hot, hot like white sand. There's some good stuff in there.
Yeah, that's the way.
Peso Pluma, he's like a Sinaloa guy, right? He's like I don't think he's of the cartel, but he's like a cartel rap guy.
Like
That's
cartel
exactly right.
adjacent.
Yeah.
Yes, and he mixes traditional Mexican music with reggaeton beats and talking about mass murder.
Yeah, which for the record is cool.
Right,
Yeah, I agree.
Right, yeah.
Carol G's birthday's on Valentine's Day.
Wow, that's so nice.
Aw.
Aw.
Moving on from Culona, we have Kaliki Takati by Tonio Rosario. I don't think my opinion matters on this song. You know what I mean? It's just not my business.
I was dancing on my couch. I mean, it's a bop.
Yeah, it's old, but it's a good song. It's from the same year that came out the same year as Diana's Candle in the Wind.
Really?
This is Eric's Candle in the Wind.
Moving on from that, we have one that I don't even know if I could find. Holy Forever, Chris Tomlin. It's definitely a religious song.
CeCe Winans does a version of it, if that helps anyone.
Cool.
Yeah. I have to say, that's what was so upsetting to me about this. I love good gospel music. I really do. And there's a ton of good gospel music. And this stuff fucking sucks, man.
This song's very political though. It's all thrones and dominions, all powers and positions. Your name stands above them all. So, we know who's really in charge.
That's how he governs.
We know who's really in charge in Worcester. Now,
Jesus,
that,
take the city council.
Jesus, yeah. It's in your hands. I can't figure it out. After that, we have La La by Mike Towers. La La.
Really good. If we're talking about this as a playlist, really good way to end a playlist, actually. It's a good shutdown song, good end of the night song.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it would have been the way to end a playlist.
Oh,
but the thing that,
however,
it's the last song on the playlist.
This is my material, girl. For this one broke my brain again.
Exactly. This is the grand finale of Eric Batista's otherwise fine list. This is when it jumps the shark. Number 10.
With Joe Sea-Doo on Indian Lake.
Yeah. This is when he's doing a backflip over a wave. Bossa Nova Essentials Mix, artist Apple Music. Come on. Just pick one off the Essentials list. They're essential. Why can't you just pick one?
Eric, you
They're
had
all
to pick.
essential.
You had to pick 10 songs and you failed. You picked 9 songs and a playlist.
Probably he picked like 1,010 songs.
Yeah,
it's a huge playlist. I found it and looked at it. It's massive.
It's massive.
He's like, yeah, I don't know. This is the evidence that this document might have been dictated and not read. He says Lala Mike Towers, and he goes, yeah, I don't know, Bossa Nova Essentials Mix. I think I use Apple Music, so and Tom Matthews is just like, okay, Bossa Nova Essentials Mix. Music. Send it. Nobody says another word about it. Yeah, it's the assignment was simple. Pick 10 songs. And you got so close, brother. But you just couldn't pick it. You just biffed it at the end.
He picked the song "The Man from Ipanema," and they were like, "No, we can't, like just anything else."
All right, fine. The playlist it's on, and that is compromise. And that's what we're told is good government. Good government is, a series of compromises.
I also like to think that Eric was, he just got the job and he's like trying to motivate himself to be the new city manager. And so he's like, well, maybe there'll be a playlist for new bosses. And he typed in boss and Bossa Nova showed up. And he's like, oh, this is actually pretty good. This is cool stuff. And so then, now he's just really into the Bossa Nova Essentials mix. When I'm doing boss stuff, I listen to this.
He confused it with Bossa Nueva and was literally like, "Oh, so it's for new bosses." I think you're onto something there.
Yeah.
I have to say, also, that makes as much sense as anything because like being into Bossa Nova in 2024 is kind of like being into like lounge music or something. It's like a very weird choice. This is very old and very kind of like lobby at the hotel music.
Right.
It's music.
Music, for sure. It's like if you put Weather Channel by Weather Channel on the list.
I think I've decided Eric is a guy who like probably has favorite hold music. Like he probably has places he calls and just gets put on hold so that he can hear his favorite tracks.
Yeah. I'm kind of sad now thinking about how we never got this glimpse into Ed Augustus. That Ed Augustus had the good sense, the good political acumen, and be like, I'm not fucking doing that.
It was just corpse grinder.
Yeah. It's like extremely sadistic music. It's like Pain by Boy Harsher. Stuff you'd hear in a dungeon in Germany.
He just goes to like Foley mixes and it's like thousands of people screaming.
Yeah.
Scary Halloween sounds.
Yeah. Door creaking.
Door creaking. Oh man.
I like to think he was really into like something like I don't know, Peaches or Lords of Acid, like some really good like, strip club music.
The Teaches of Peaches. Yeah.
I used to work with a guy who his night job was he DJ'd at a strip club in Waterbury, Connecticut called Mr. Wiggles. Best strip club name I've ever heard.
That's really
good. But he had to buy music for like that the strippers wanted, and Peaches was a big hit. Lords of Acid, all their stuff, big hit.
Yeah,
of
course. But I think that concludes our rundown of this amazing document left for us by city manager Eric Batista and Mayor Joe Petty. Shaun, I want to thank you so much for coming on and for working through this list with us.
It was torture.
Yeah, for real. But you made it better because you make everything better, Shaun. Those of you listening who don't know, Shaun writes bad advice. We call him up on Worcester Sucks as part of the Worcester Sucks media empire. But the thing they do at the end of the podcast is they let people plug stuff coming up. So, Shaun, you got anything coming up?
I got we have hot dog at the end of the month, January 31st, or hot dog at George's Coney Island. So it's a free show, 8 p.m. That's the next big Worcester show.
Go down and get some dogs. Are you doing Sort of Late Show again soon? When's that coming?
I'm getting dates from the venue soon. We're doing it quarterly, so we're doing four times a year. Just
okay, cool.
4 now, so
yeah, always such a fun time.
Yeah.
But Chris, Shaun, I got four words for you. We are the champions, my friend. We are the champions. I really believe that. I think that me and my friends, we're the champions, and we'll keep on fighting till the end. We got a lot of work to do because we are the champions. We are the champions. And there's no time for losers. I don't like to use that word, but we are the champions. So I'll use the word this one time of the world, and I really believe that. I think a lot of people in the community believe that, and I just want to say, while I have you here, that I've taken my vows and my curtain calls, and you brought me fame and fortune and everything that goes with it, and I just want to say, thank you all. But at the same time, it's been no bed of roses. It's been no pleasure cruise either, and I consider it a challenge for the whole human race, frankly. And I ain't gonna lose tonight because we need to go on and on and on and say that we are the champions, my friends. I think that I think we'll keep on fighting. I think we'll keep on fighting right till the end, because we are the champions. We are the champions, and there's no time. I don't think anybody has any time for losers. We are the champions of Central Massachusetts, and also maybe just maybe the world. We are the champions, my friends, and we'll keep on fighting right till the end. I promise you that, because we are the champions, and I really believe that we are the champions. There's no time for losers, because we are the champions.